Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, as I've alluded to many times here in this committee, there are a few, if any, places that were harder hit during the foreclosure crisis than my district in Las Vegas. As we all know, foreclosure is a brutal process for families. And the scars are not just financial, but they are also emotional. Just last week, we heard testimony about Alfred Estrada from Clark County. And since the only person who had the courtesy of showing up from the other side of the aisle was my colleague, Mr. Hollingsworth, I'll repeat it. Mr. Estrada has 2 daughters and achieved his slice of the American dream when he bought the house of his dreams right across the street from a good school. However, when the Estrada's mortgage payment jumped, they could no longer afford the payments. Mr. Estrada thought that he had worked something out with the bank. But then, without his knowledge, the bank sold his house at an auction, and Mr. Estrada was told that he had 2 weeks to move his family out. Not long after they lost their home, his 6-year-old daughter came home with a sheet of paper with all of her friends' names. She told her dad that these were all the people that were going to miss her because she had to move. And Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent that Mr. Estrada's full original testimony be inserted into the record, please.
Without objection.
These are the emotional scars that last a lifetime. The specter of homelessness and hopelessness. Mr. Chairman, this amendment is very simple. It would just allow the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to stop fraudulent foreclosure practices without being caught up in bureaucratic red tape. Under this bill, before the CFPB would be able to pursue an enforcement action against a mortgage servicer who is committing fraud only if they first conduct a cost-benefit analysis. What kind of logic is that? Would we ask a firefighter to conduct a cost-benefit analysis before deciding whether to put out a fire? I don't think so. So why should we hamstring the regulator that could keep people in their homes? So, Mr. Chairman, the only thing worse than losing your home is losing it because someone else broke the rules. So I ask support for my amendment and yield back the remainder of my time.